Hi, Rene here with the American School of Hypnosis. Have you ever wished that you could travel to the other side and contact spirits, speak to the spirit of anyone who's ever lived, a loved one, a friend, a famous person, or just someone you'd like to learn from? Well, we have a past life regression and spiritual travel course coming up real soon. And to see what kind of things you can do, go ahead and watch this video. In this video, we have one of our most recent Contacting Spirits group sessions we've done online, and you're going to get to see what everyone in the class experienced at the same time. Thanks for watching, and here's the video. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So go ahead and get yourself comfortable right now, if you would. Sit back, relax, close your eyes. And let's get started.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, go ahead and tell us what you experienced, Seamus.
Well, I was able to set up a nice room, nice leather back chairs and bookshelves and open fireplace, sheepskin on the floor. I'm not sure if it was him or not, but I decided to get Milton Erickson for some advice. And there's definitely a gentleman there. He had a top hat and monocle, a goatee, cane. And he said, yep, it'll be good for me because I'll be able to forgive myself. So I've got to work on that, I think. Very peaceful, very happy with that.
Yeah. Well, sounds like a good trip. Great.
That was awesome.
Corinne, have you can go ahead and do yours.
Hi. So yeah, it was incredible. I was in a room, and the wall were glass, so I could see outside, and I realized I was in Lugano, Switzerland. I could see the lake, and I had a fireplace, and same thing. I had a white fluffy rug on the floor. Mm-hmm. I could feel all the fluffiness of the couch I was sitting on. I could feel I could hear the fire cracking, you know. And I was expecting to see my grandfather, but my grandmother decided to show up. So, which I'm not surprised. She has on her own, and so it was very real. It was my body was really heavy though. It was very heavy. And when I opened the door and I saw her, I was surprised and I started crying because I didn't expect her. But it was very nice.
Did you have a nice visit then?
Yes, because she said that everything will be fine and to have faith and that everything, not to worry, to stop worrying, and everything is taken care of.
So it answered the questions that you asked her.
Yeah, she even said that I'm going to be famous. So watch out.
And we have that on tape here. Joy, go ahead. Let me get you on spotlight. There we go. Oops, there you are.
Unmute. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. So it's funny because I had the same thing as Seamus. I did Milton Erickson, and the room even was very similar. It was a dark room, big leather back chairs, books all the way up to the ceiling. I had a piano in the corner, and he had the cane and dressed real nice. And so we sat down and we talked about my future in hypnosis, and sounds good.
Did he tell you had one?
Yes, he did.
Good.
Yeah. And then he gave me kind of a metaphor about a girl that never tried anything and failed at everything, and a girl who tried and got everything she wanted. So, yeah.
Something great. Okay, we have Christian over there. Go ahead and put you on spotlight, and you're on. Are you muted? You all set?
I think I just unmuted myself. Can you hear me?
Great, I can hear you. Okay,
so for me, I'll give you a quick rundown of the imagery that I saw. It was a beautiful type of study library, like in a Victorian castle. They had large arched windows looking out over the estate. The second kind of floor is like 2 stories high, is where all the books were in a type of upper library. Beautiful, dark wood paneling. The floor was dark wood, heavy desk, carved beautifully, two high back leather chairs next to a very ornate fireplace. The gentleman that I'd hoped to speak with was a gentleman by the name of Bill Smith, who was my mentor in psychic mediumship, who has since passed away some years ago. But when I went and opened the door, that's not who was there. It was a gentleman I did not recognize. I felt like he was from the late 1800s. He had what I called like a sideburn mustache, you know, the sideburns that came down to the face and then up over like into a mustache. Very dark hair, three-piece suit, very nicely dressed, very well-mannered. We sat down in the leather chairs and discussed a couple different questions that I had. One is being able to start physically seeing spirit more often. And he gave me some wonderful advice on, he said I was kind of on the right track, but he goes, change my focus a little bit to making sure that my physical eyes are comfortable with seeing different vibrations, different areas. And let's see, the other one, the other question that I asked was what other elements or techniques can I bring into my mediumship and things like that. And one of them that he suggested is more in line with my energy is remote viewing. And so that's something I'll have to take a look at a little bit deeper. He did say he was a gentleman from history, that he was well known for his psychic mediumship, and that he kind of left me with this task of finding out who he is.
Didn't give you his name though, right?
No. And that was kind of frustrating, but he seemed like he wanted me to focus more on his image and how he looked than the name. But I felt America, maybe England, or it was that he traveled between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
You'll be doing a lot of Googling tonight, right?
Yeah, for sure. Who was this guy? Right? Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Sure.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, my room was in an old church. It was, I don't know, from a few centuries ago. It was foggy. I couldn't see the floor. There was a lot of fog in the room, and the door had, there was no door. There was an entrance to the room, but it had a curtain, not a door. And I invited an old friend of mine who passed away some years ago. And yeah, I think I was crying when he was there. I couldn't speak, I wasn't speaking, but I could feel the contact between us. And I didn't ask any questions. I just was glad that he was there again, that I could somehow feel his presence. And well, it clarified nevertheless a few things for me about certain things. And it was a good experience. I'm glad that I had it.
Cynthia, hi, you're too quiet over there. I said, she's just not putting her hand up. That's all it is.
I had it was like a floating room. I had great big picture windows. I had my favorite chairs, and I had French doors. They were solid, but they were opened up. And then when I opened up, my parents were there, my grandparents. It was like a family reunion. There was probably 5 generations on both sides that came in. And my grandmother and I discussed her death. I was with her the last 2 weeks of her life. and we discussed her transition. And then you said it was time to come back. So everyone said that we must do it again.
Great, great. Did they answer any questions? Or you spoke about her death?
About her death. There was some conditions about her death that I did not know about because she was unable to communicate, and she was able to fill me in on all of that. I raised my hand that not much happened because it was just like she came into the room, she gave me a hug, and there was all this thought transference, and then it was gone. They did tell me that I was on the right track and that they would come back and discuss it later.
Great. And that's the beauty of the room. You can go back to it at any time.
Mhm.
Well, great. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
So now you see what a group contacting spirit session is like. They're a lot of fun. I like listening to the stories because next time I go do it for myself, I've got a lot of new kind of rooms that I can create. So you're giving me all these building ideas. So with that, I'd like to thank y'all for coming. Bye-bye now.